May I come in?
Yes, please come.
Namaste, sir. Namaste,
Good
sir.
morning. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
So comfortable,
Yes, sir.
Ketan?
Yes, sir.
All right, introduce yourself.
Uh, Sir, my name is KETAN SHUKLA. I belong from a district called Mainpuri from Uttar Pradesh. I did my basic education from Mainpuri and completed my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Roorkee. And my hobbies are watching movies and learning about outer space.
All right, so let's begin with your Mainpuri.
Yes, sir.
So Mainpuri is a famous district, famous for many things, culture, history, languages spoken there. So tell me about positives of Mainpuri.
Uh, Sir, the Chawanprash that we eat for immunity has come from Vedic times. There was a rishi called Chavan Rishi who belonged from Manpuri, and there is a Chavan Rishi Kuti in a village called Oncha. Second, there is a Saman wetland in the district, which is one of the Ramsar wetland and is famous for having Saras cranes. And it is the tallest flying bird in India. And sir, thirdly, what I like from in the district is the sweets from the district. Some of the major the major shops are Brijwasi and NMB, which I would like to invite.
Tell me, Ketan, what has happened in Uttar Pradesh that it suddenly came up on the economic front? It's doing way better than earlier times when it used to be Bimaru state. So tell me a couple of initiatives taken in UP, why it is on growth path.
Certainly, Uttar Pradesh is now becoming a model state for administration due to some reasons. Firstly, there is an improvement in the law and order situation. According to NCRB, there is a decrement of crime rates up to 4.5%. Second would be the rate at which the infrastructure is being developed, be it physical or social infrastructure. And sir, thirdly, there are good business, conducive policies for business environment for specific sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, food processing, etc.
What is the rate of growth of GDP?
Sir, last year it was 9% growth rate state.
And what is targeted? Do you think target can be achieved in the time period that is normally being quoted?
Sir, the target of achieving a $1 trillion economy by 2027 would require at least 20% GDP growth from now.
20%.
That's about. So, sir, it is a bit unapproachable at the current rate of GDP growth, but I think we should aim high, then only we can achieve it.
So it may be far beyond 20%, much more than.
Uh,
So why these over optimistic projections are given? What purpose does it serve? It only distorts, the confidence and image of the state.
Sir, you rightly pointed out that it is a more ambitious target than could be achieved with the current growth rate. But, sir, in my personal opinion, we should at least aim high. And yes, the target could be missed, but at least we are moving in that
All
direction.
right. Let's talk about the Supreme Court judgment on immunity for MPs and MLAs.
Yes, sir.
So, can you recall what this judgment is and what was the background and why there was a need to relook at its own judgment?
Uh, sorry, sir, I cannot recall. I have not read today's newspaper.
I have not. Okay. Do you know there is a new prime minister in Pakistan?
Yes, sir.
Now you think India will have some better equation with Pakistan in coming time, or it is same old wine in new bottle?
Sir, even if the government of Pakistan wants to establish good relations, But there are so many power centers in Pakistan that India needs to work to talk to. There is no single power center, so that becomes a hurdle. And I think in the near future, it will only be old wine in a new glass type thing.
But can you recall what he mentioned in his first speech? Because that can become the base for whatever
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
conclusion we draw. No?
Sir.
All right. One, one question from electrical side, Delhi rooftop solar panel scheme. What is this scheme and how is it different from scheme that Delhi government has come up?
The central government's scheme is PM Suryodaya, and the Delhi government has initiated the scheme way earlier. And in Delhi government's scheme, there is provisions that, for subsidy for the solar rooftop, and also the government puts out a list of vendors from which the trusted vendors from which one can install the solar rooftop. And sir, in comparison to the central government scheme, central government is providing subsidy for the installment and also giving reimbursement for 300 units after gross metering. So this is the main difference.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, good morning, Ketan.
Good morning, sir.
So, you are electrical engineer from IIT Roorkee. So, why civil services?
So civil service is one such platform in which gives us the power to empower other people, and I can make a change at a large scale. So this is the main reason.
So, let's say if you were to be DM in Mainpuri,
Yes, sir.
how would you promote electrical vehicles in your district as a DM?
Firstly, I will personally use electric vehicle so that I can lead by the example. Second, I would ensure that the government policies of Uttar Pradesh for charging infrastructure is in place and is implemented effectively. Thirdly, I will attract the investors and funding from the corporate social responsibility for having public charging infrastructures.
Now, tell me, what do you understand by DBT, direct benefit transfer?
Sir, it is the digitized way to give uh, to disburse the subsidy money or some other kind of financial help toward the beneficiary directly in their bank account.
So, what are the challenges in the implementation of DBT?
So, firstly is the digital divide. Second would be the bank penetration in the extreme rural areas. And third, lack of awareness among the last citizen who is the beneficiary of these schemes.
Now, what do you understand by circular economy, Ketan?
The circular economy is based on the concept that waste is just a misplaced resource, and thus the waste could be used for other purposes if we urban mine it or recycle it, and thus we can reduce our wastage, and it can be used as a raw material for some other industry.
Ketan, you also like to play badminton.
Yes.
So why was Anmol Kharbe in news recently?
Sorry, sir, I do not follow the badminton matches.
Okay, you do not follow. Okay, no issue. You also have interest in science fiction movies and space.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to know your views on space tourism, merits and demerits of space tourism.
Sir, space tourism is the human space travel for recreational purposes. The benefits are, first, it will boost the research and development in the space sector. Second, would encourage the private players to be in the space sector because it is lucrative for their business. Third, it would uh, it would increase our scientific capability to send humans to longer missions such as Moon or Mars. But the limitations that we have are, first, there is ethical, environmental, and technological constraints in the space tourism. Second, it is quite expensive, so it will have only a elite bias. And thirdly, the human life is at stake, so it can even hamper the image of the space industry.
So thank you, Ketan.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Ketan.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ketan, I heard you saying that UP, the target which has been set for growth, is slightly ambitious, but it's good to have an ambitious target. But to me, it looks a very, very ambitious target, as you also mentioned. You think as an administrator, it is right to set such targets which seemingly look absolutely unachievable at the time when we are setting up the targets?
Ma'am, as an administrator, we should put target ambitious, but at the same time have to look if it is doable or not, because if we can't achieve it, then the morale of our administration can also go down.
Suppose we are posted in a district as DM and or secretary in some ministry, and your minister wants to draw a white paper, say in education sector, and he wants you to set the target which is not really achievable. So what will you do? How will you confront your minister? What exactly will be your approach?
Ma'am, firstly, I would like to put out the facts, because it may be the case that he may not be knowing every dimension and every parameter. Second, I would like to persuade my superiors and my seniors, and as well as the minister, that these things are approachable and these things are not. And thirdly, if it is a very ambitious target and it is required at the moment, such as during COVID, the targets were very ambitious for vaccination, the mass vaccination. Sometimes it is the need of the hour, so we should set high and go for it in those cases.
Ketan, talking about UCC, you think it should be implemented in UP? And if yes, what form should it take in UP?
Ma'am, as directed by our constitution also in the DPSP Article 44, I think the UCC must be implemented, but it should come from the communities themselves rather than top-down approach, because then if it is a top-down approach, then it may not be completely applicable in all the areas. Second, about the type of UCC, I think the Uttarakhand model is quite good, and it also has some exceptions for tribal community. So I think that could be used as a model UCC for UP also.
But will it not be an intrusion into privacy of the people when you are asking them to register live-in relationship?
Yes, ma'am. It is an issue of there is an issue of privacy in this case, but I think the government should have the data that who are the citizens who are living as a couple, because in marriage also we people register. So in live-in also, because they are living together and there could be some challenges ahead, be in terms of violence or other issues. So I think registration is not such a bad step, but yes, there should not be predatory activities by state toward these couples.
You were talking about constitution just now. Can you tell me what are the articles 105 and 194 in the constitution? What do they talk about?
Ma'am, 105 and
194. There is a mention about them since yesterday. Of course, you are not aware of the case, but you must be knowing about the article.
these are about the parliamentary privileges and of the parliamentarians. 105 is for parliamentary privileges and 194 is for state legislative.
So what was the position before yesterday? You have not read since yesterday. What was the position before yesterday regarding parliamentary privileges of MPs and MLAs? And
Ma'am, before in the I think, ma'am, it started with the Narasimha Rao government, and the previous position was that taking bribe for voting in favor of something is not illegal in parliament. This was the previous position, as I am aware of this one.
illegal in parliament means like no action can be taken.
No action can be taken by any judiciary.
And now you are not aware of now.
Now I am not aware.
Okay. My last question to you, this is regarding IMEC. You must have heard about IMEC. What is IMEC and how is it significant for India?
Ma'am, IMAC is India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, and according to various reports, it will reduce it will increase the speed of our of our trade toward Europe by about 40%, and we will have an alternate channel apart from the Red Sea and the Suez Canal region, and it will also
So,
enhance
was there any recent development in this on this issue?
after the Israel-Palestine war, it has been halted, but I am not aware of any exact update.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ketan,
Yes, sir.
you are engineer.
Yes.
Many engineers in India, after completion of their courses, they go abroad, Australia, USA. So what is the thing that they get over there which they don't get in India? I mean, India, we have also very, very good companies, big industry houses, companies. So what attracts them to foreign countries? Engineers.
Sir, firstly is the lucrative offers, which India also provides, but in West it is about 2 to 3 times, as I have personally experienced in my college during placement time. Uh, Seconds, there are good prospects of promotion and enhancing their skills in the West, because the culture of a startup is they have the first mover advantage, and there is agglomeration economy of it. So these are some of the reasons why they go.
So what do you foresee? Do you think that because now they say India is having a number of startups, India is having good economic growth, lot of engineering sectors coming up, so many things are coming up in India. Their economy is slowing down. Do you think that in near future this trend may reverse or may a little bit decrease? What is your idea?
Sir, I am hopeful that there will be reverse migration, and things will improve, and the engineers will stay in the country, because almost every engineering sector is growing at a good pace. And as you have rightly mentioned, the economy of the West is also declining, and there are some racial issues also in the West. So I am hopeful that there will be reverse migration in the
In
coming
near
future.
future.
Yes, sir.
Ketan, what is Ramsar? You were talking something about what is Ramsar?
Sir, Ramsar is a place in Iran, uh, and there is a convention. There happens to be a convention in which the countries decide which wetland should be considered as a Ramsar wetland, and there are specific criteria for it. And these wetlands should be preserved for having an ecological balance uh, in our ecosystem.
What are the issues with the wetlands in India?
Sir, wetlands are being drying up mostly in the urban areas. As one data about Bangalore city, that in the last 50 years, 50% of the wetlands and their water have been there has been decrement in the water level, and also there is diversion of the hydrological sources. The river water is being diverted, so lakes are drying up, and the industrial waste and chemicals are also being poured in many of the wetlands. So the government is also working to improve the status of wetlands, because it is a home for migratory species and birds.
So, are there any government schemes for wetlands or for some water conservation in urban and rural areas? Is there any scheme?
Uh, so there was a policy of National Wetland Conservation Program (NWCP), and sir, I am aware of this one.
But recently, I think 1 or 2 years back, government has come up with a very good scheme about water conservation in urban and rural areas.
Sir, I cannot recall it right now.
Amrit Sarovar scheme.
Yes, sir, Amrit Sarovar scheme.
What is that scheme?
Sir, it was aimed to improve the status of 75 uh, water bodies in every district.
In every. So, what is the condition now? What is the status of the implementation of this scheme? No.
Sir, I am not aware of it.
There is another scheme by Government of India, that is PM Biswakarma scheme. What is PM Biswakarma scheme?
Sir, it is aimed at improving and preserving the skills of craftsperson and artisans.
Like?
Sir, like pottery making, or the Tarkashi art that is in the Manpuri itself. So preserving this traditions, and also giving the economic and the financial benefits of this to the artisans by handholding them, and providing them the required skills for marketing their products.
What are some very common sectors in under this scheme which is being promoted by government? Very common day to day. You come across to such type of people day to day. Every day you come across to such type of people, like barbers, carpenters. No,
Sir, I am not aware of
you are
it.
not aware. My last question is about you are also talking about some this thing tourism.
Yes,
In
sir.
the tourism, the UP has also done something good, and the central government, with collaboration with central government, they have come up with this Ramayana circuit. What is this Ramayana circuit? It is a tourism thrust from government of India and government of UP.
Yes, sir. It is an encompassing scheme of many districts, and it enhances it aims to enhance the tourism of this Ramayana circuit, as also done for the Buddhist circuit. But sir, I am not aware of exact provisions of it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Ketan.
Thank you.
Ketan,
Yes, sir.
you organize some electric vehicle talk.
Yes, sir.
So regarding what? Because this is regarding what?
Uh, Sir, it was a time when electric vehicles were gaining attention in the world. So, few of our seniors of our college wanted to give a electric vehicle talk to increase the awareness
So
about
what
it.
are the challenges in the growth of electric vehicle? In the sense we see the momentum is very slow. Why it's not picking up? Despite policy push, the adoption seems to be too slow. What could be the factors?
Uh, Sir, when these kind of new technologies comes for consumers, there is mainly three dimensions to it. First is the consumer desirability. Second is the market viability, and third is technological feasibility.
No, my question is, what
Sir,
are the challenges in the early adoption of EV? We want this technology to grow at a faster pace, but that's not happening at the ground. What could be the challenges?
yes, sir. It is the issue with the consumer desirability because of its expensive nature as compared to
That is right. Prohibitive cost is one. For that, the government is doing subsidy, giving subsidy.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So, what kind of subsidy government is offering?
Sir, government under FAME 2 initiative is providing up to 30,000 subsidy for the two-wheeler vehicles, and I'm not sure of the amount, but for
But how
three
the
wheelers
subsidy
and
is granted? Are you aware how
no,
it is operationalized?
no, sir, I am not aware of this.
But how far this has been able to help the consumer increase the demand for this vehicle?
Sir, it is giving a positive growth
So what's
because
the sale last year, say, for two-wheelers? How many two-wheelers we sold, EV sold, say, last year?
sir, there has been increase in 45% in the sales of EVs, and 30% particularly in the sale of
So
electrical
one is the
two-wheelers.
cost factor which the government is taking care of, both the central and state.
Yes,
And
sir.
any other challenges?
The second is the range anxiety issue among consumers.
Very right. Battery capacity is a
Yes, sir.
problem. Third,
The third is
so what to do as an electrical engineer? What could be the solution?
uh,
SCT vehicle must, according to you, ideally, how much should be the range?
sir, ideally it should have at least 350 to 400
So what is
kilometers
the
of range.
current range that is being offered?
Sir, the industrial leaders claim the range for about 250, 300 up to 350 kilometers. But
Very
the
close by.
but the consumers have said that it only gives 150 to 200 kilometer range. And
So
sir,
what's the next challenge?
the third challenge would be the unavailability of repair and maintenance shops, because it is a new technology, and if it's get broken midway, then consumers have anxiety about it, how to repair it.
Very right. So you are also into online gaming. So what is this distinction between game of skill and game of chance? Is it only a thin line which obliterates or vanishes very soon and there is no distinction at all?
Sir, this line, as you have rightly mentioned, is very thin line, and it falls in the gray area because no game, there are many games which can be put under game of skill as well as the game of chance.
So, what are the elements which makes a to constitute a game of skill? When you call a game, this is a pure game of skill. When you call it is a sheer a chance-based game. There must be some scientific distinction. This is black, this is white, this is gray.
Sir, when there is when there is a positive correlation between the input parameters and the outcome we are getting, then we can say it is a game of skill. But in the games in which the output is having no correlation with the
So
input,
I try to play very well. Still, it could be a matter of chance. Will you call it a game of skill or chance?
it is a game of skill because yes, in a particular match or in a particular over,
Rummy, what you call it?
uh,
Poker, what you will call it? It's a game of skill or a chance?
it is a game of chance, both of them.
But Supreme Court says game of rummy is a game of skill. Maybe it is just the what cards you get may be a matter of chance, but how to uh, join together the cards is a game of skill, they say. So where lies the distinction? Since you are an expert in this field.
Sorry, sir, I would like to humbly
So
point
what
out.
makes you curious about outer space, in the sense you have mentioned your interest in outer space?
Yes, sir.
So can you throw us some light that why you are interested in what you have so far discovered or come to know about the outer space? Mankind has been always curious to know about the outer space.
Yes, sir, it is a very interesting field to know about because the more we know about it, the more we know that we know very little about ourselves. So that thing excites me, and I particularly like the application of space technology in various fields. So I'm curious about that also.
So recently, India announced certain FDI policy on space. Can you just throw some light on that? What is the changes that we have made so as to attract foreign investment in the sector?
Sir, in the last year space policy 2023, India mentioned that India needs.
Recently did something.
Yes, sir. So in that, India mentioned that India will encourage the private sector in the space, and private sector always demanded to open up the FDI, and so the current report about government opening up the foreign direct investment in the it is 100% automatic route for satellite components and up to 49% for launch vehicles.
So what is this automatic route and what is this approval route? Is there any distinction?
Yes, sir. As far as I can recall, in automatic route, there is the investor need not to take permission from the DPIIT, but in case of permission route, it will have to take the permission from Ministry of Commerce.
Ketan, my last question to you. Our power demand, since you are an electrical engineer, is growing at the rate of 7 to 8%.
Yes, sir.
Today, the installed capacity is around
417 gigawatt.
470 gigawatt.
Sir.
So, say next 20 years, say 40, 44, what will be the position? What will be the demand? And where will be the momentum? Today, the renewable energy contributes how much? Around
41%.
41%. So, what will be the position after 20 years?
Sir, I am very hopeful that the percentage of renewable energy should cross at least 80%. And
what will be our installed capacity? Considering the demand I told you is around increasing by 8%.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I take a moment?
Yeah.
It will be around 2000 gigawatt.
So, what's the position in China as of now?
Sir, I'm not sure of the data.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Ketan, do you think we should continue with MSP for indefinite period of time?
Sir, MSP was brought only for those years in which there is exceptional fall in the prices. But the convention today is it is released for every before every cropping season. So I think we should not go ahead with this method of for increasing farmers' income. Rather, we should invest in allied sectors and improve our storage capacity, investing in food processing, giving private sector the space. So that method would be better for increasing the farmers' income.
Right. So tell me three positives and three negatives of giving.
Sir, one positive is uh, it provides a safety net for the farmers and provides an assured income for their crop. Second would be it helps the government to have public stockholding uh, for fulfilling the commitments in the National Food Security Act. Uh, I'm not sure of any other advantage, but the disadvantage is first it have led to uh, mo- less diversification in the cropping pattern. Second, uh, the crops today are not according to the agroclimatic region of that place, such as in Punjab. And third, it produces a fiscal burden on the state. It is our food subsidy bill is about 2 lakh crore.
All right. One last question I want to ask you is on outer space. Are we alone in the space? Is a very famous quote. And someone says we are not alone. So what is your thesis on are we alone?
So assuming that we are alone is, in my opinion, is very egoistic. We are being egoistic in nature. If there can be evolution on Earth with the particular climatic features, then it can happen in some other planets also. There could be chance that they would be less developed or more developed than us. But I think it is a possibility that we are not alone.
So we are talking of not universe, we are talking of more universes, multiverse.
The
Because in
multiverse,
universe, nothing more has been detected.
sir, with the
So are you a believer in multiverse?
sir, I have not read much about the multiverse.
All right. Okay. Read about multiverse.
Yes, okay, sure, sir.
Right, Ketan. So with this, we we close our mock. You can wait outside. We'll call.
Thank you, sir.
So Ketan, how you think you have done?
Sir, I think I have to improve on my fluency and improve my confidence.
Right. So Ketan, couple of things. Your personality is good, and confidence. We didn't notice any lack of confidence. You were able to communicate, but yes, somewhere I felt that you were losing on your confidence, and rather than attempting the thing that you were trying to come out of it.
Yes, sir.
Right, like my question on Supreme Court judgment on immunity. So, while you may not have read today's newspaper, I further asked, do you know anything about it? तो आपने वो जवाब बाद में दिया. So that is number one. Number two, your content in places lacked depth. Current affairs was missing. Right? So while confidence is there, I didn't notice any lack of confidence. आप communicate बहुत अच्छे से कर रहे थे. Lack of energy. You need to bring some more energy and some more smile. So
Yes, sir.
confidence के लिए smile भी बीच बीच में करना आवश्यक है. Current affairs इसलिए जरूरी है कि पाकिस्तान and Supreme Court, two questions that I asked you were based on current affairs. UP growth trajectory. You should have tackled UP from various angles. No state grows only in one dimension. It's a uniform growth, and growth includes infrastructure, health structure, agriculture, infrastructure, IT, information technology. आजकल तो UP has become, you know what, which city is now called AI AI
Sir,
hub, Lucknow.
Lucknow को कहा है sir.
So it is growth of IT sector in UP. Agriculture, education, skill development, tourism, so many things, and investors summit was held. तो आपको थोड़ा सा कनेक्ट करके जवाब देना चाहिए था यूपी का. स्पेस will invite number of questions, be it Chandrayaan, Aditya, asteroids, or what I asked. Multiverse, universe, तो थोड़ा उसको देख लेना. ब्लैक होल, गैलेक्सीज, विच इज अवर गैलेक्सी, हाउ मेनी गैलेक्सी. सो जस्ट आपका कब है इंटरव्यू? 14 मार्च को है.
14th of March.
14th March. So anyway, 9 days. All this calls for few 1 or 2 hours of
Yes, sir.
work.
I will
So
surely
not
work
a
on
big
this.
job. Then solar rooftop ठीक था लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर नहीं था अभी.
Sir.
So you knew both the schemes, but you were not structured. All right, let's hear other.
Yeah. Ketan, you are a good candidate. One thing that एनर्जी लेवल का जरा कुछ कमजोरी है, तो वी आर लिटिल बिट मोर एनर्जेटिक. नंबर वन, यू आर आंसरिंग गुड, योर आंसर्स आर गुड, योर स्ट्रक्चरिंग आल्सो टू some extent satisfactory. So uh, it may be better one, I mean, pointed wise. But overall, you have done justice with all the questions as far as the answers are concerned. What I will suggest you that please focus on UP and Government of India's schemes for UP. Okay, they are important for you.
Okay,
Like tourism sector or developmental sector or cultural sectors. This, so all these schemes plus these welfare schemes like this Superman scheme or other schemes with the central government. Lot of schemes are here. So concentrate on that. Plus, you need to have a little bit more analytical or more detailed approach as far as the climate and environmental section is concerned. Whether it is Ramsar site or wetland site or Amrit Sarovar or whatever, I mean, this is important for you. So these two areas which I find you a little bit improvement is required in climate and environment section as well as the government welfare schemes or developmental schemes, whatever. So these two sectors you need to work upon a little bit more. Okay. And using a proper word may be also a good thing for you. Like in what Chairman Sir was asking you about space, are we alone?
Yes,
So
sir.
if somebody has said, are we alone? You answer that it is egoistic or something like that you told. No? Just think over it. If somebody is saying, are we alone, it may not be egoistic, it may be inquisitive also. No? So I think it should be inquisitive. It cannot be egoistic. If somebody is inquisitive हो सकता है, वो egoistic कैसे होगा? ठीक है? So please try to use a correct word for any answers so that it does not carry a different type of meaning.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Sure.
If some scientist or some astronomer has said, are we alone? It does not mean that he is egoistic. He may be inquisitive also.
Yes, sir.
So please.
Fermi, there is a very famous scientist, Fermi, whose statement is often quoted by all scientists, and research is going on. So, you know about Voyager Pioneer
Yes, sir.
missions?
Yes, sir.
What is the purpose of that?
Sir,
How many years Voyager has been in space?
Sir, it almost 50 years have been passed.
Almost 50
And
years. So, it is
beyond
almost
our solar
reaching the
system.
end of universe. So, reaching.
Sir, it have crossed our solar system and is moving toward interstellar space.
So, that is the answer. It is there to study. Now, perhaps even the signals are getting lost.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? तो Fermi had said many years ago, are we alone? इसी के ऊपर रिसर्च हो.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one thing in that question,
You will get a chance. You will get a chance to answer.
बहुत बढ़िया कर रहे हो. जो भी डैफ में एरियाज है उसको और इन डेप्थ कर सकते हो, क्योंकि हमने तो आपसे डैफ के बारे में ही बात किया था. ईवी आपने लिखा है, ईवी के बारे में आपको पूरा आना चाहिए, पूरा मतलब ये इंडस्ट्री में क्या दिक्कतें आ रही हैं, क्या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की कमी हो रही है चार्जिंग स्टेशन में, कौन से स्टेट में क्या लगा है, क्यों कस्टमर अभी भी लेने के लिए हिचकिचा रहा है, तो और क्या क्या दिक्कतें हैं, और क्या देशों में चल रहा है, बैटरी स्वैप क्या है, क्या चार्जिंग स्टेशन क्यों हमारे यहाँ कम लग रही है, सरकार की पॉलिसी क्या है चार्जिंग स्टेशन पे, इन चीज़ों पे और थोड़ा विस्तार से, जैसे गेमिंग लिखा तो गेमिंग के बारे में आपको अच्छे से और आना चाहिए। इवन हॉर्स रेसिंग को हम गेम ऑफ स्किल मानते हैं, चांस नहीं मानते, रमी को मानते हैं। देखो गेम ऑफ चांस, और इसमें ये है कि एनीथिंग, हर गेम में थोड़ा बहुत चांस होगा, वेदर प्रिडोमिनेटली इट इज अ मैटर ऑफ स्किल और नॉट। कौन सा जॉकी है, कौन सा घोड़ा है, वो कहते हैं ये सब देख के निर्णय किया जाता है। इसको हम प्योर गेम ऑफ चांस नहीं मानते हैं, इसको स्किल बेस्ड गेम मानते हैं। रम्मी को तो खासकर ये स्किल बेस्ड गेम मानते हैं। पत्ते गिरना तो चांस की बात हो सकती है, बट आगे खेलता तो प्लेयर ही है। और भी कई चीजों पे हमने बात किया, जो भी आपके डेफ एरियाज हैं उसको अच्छे से और पढ़ लो, एंड यू हैव ऑल द एलिमेंट्स इन यू टू डू वेरी वेल। आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, यू आर ऑल्सो डूइंग वेरी वेल।
Thank you, sir.
Ketan, you are a very good candidate. I just want to tell you two things. To me, it was looking that you are underestimating yourself, because after each question, which is slightly different, your body languages change, your lip movement, there is no need. You know so much, so much. You ask any question, you know. You have details and you have figures and percentages, everything. Few questions you may not be able to answer, but that doesn't mean you do not know. You have studied quite a lot. But you underestimate yourself. That is the problem. You should not, and that results in your lacking energy also. Please don't underestimate yourself. I will tell you another thing. When you said you have not read this parliamentary privileges thing, you have read it. Otherwise, how will you know about this Narasimha Rao case and all that? Because you've read it, you were just trying to be very careful. But it leaves an impression with the board that you lack integrity.
Ma'am, actually, I am feeling cold from 2-3 days,
No,
so I am
that is
skipping
okay. Please don't give
newspapers.
explanation, but you should not feel underconfident. You know you can do very well. See your age, your first attempt, everything is in your favor. So just gear up for the interview. Whatever you have read, just keep updating it. You are very, very good at it. And you will do very well. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
केतन, बहुत अच्छा किया है आपने। आपने काफ़ी सारे एरियाज कवर किए हैं, बहुत अच्छी पर्सनालिटी है, बैलेंस लग रहे हो, बस थोड़ी सी स्माइल की कमी है, सीरियस लग रहे हो। तो जब कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा जा रहा है उस समय स्माइल कीजिए। सिंस अभी पता लगा आप बीमार हो थोड़े से, कोई बात नहीं, आप ट्राई करना बाद में थोड़ा सा ऊंची आवाज़ करने का। तो जैसे ही वॉइस बढ़ेगी तो आप में एनर्जी आएगी, है ना, क्योंकि यहाँ से हम एज ए कलेक्टर को देख रहे हैं। तो वो स्माइलिंग होगा, डिस्पोजिशन अच्छा होगा, एनर्जी होगी तो और अच्छा लगेगा। उसी से आपके 3-4% बढ़ जाएंगे कि आपको आता बहुत अच्छा है। नंबर 2, डैफ में अगर कुछ लिखा है ना तो उसमें एक बार आप देख लीजिए। आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि आई डू नॉट फॉलो बैडमिंटन, अब वहां पे लिख दिया आपने, नहीं पता तो आप ये बोलो सर आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल। वो वर्ड अच्छा रहेगा, रिकॉल। ऐसे बोलोगे फॉलो नहीं करता हूं तो वो लिखा क्यों है?
और
थोड़ा
एक
सा
नहीं,
वो,
2 जगह लिखा है आपने।
हाँ, वो नेगेटिव एक चले जाता है कि मतलब एकदम रिजिड पर्सनालिटी का ट्रेट आ जाता है थोड़ा सा, कि मैं तो फॉलो नहीं करता। मत पूछो, ऐसे थोड़ा सा वो एस्पेक्ट समझ में आ रहा है। आप लिखो अगर ऐसे कभी हो जाए, सर आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, बस इतना अच्छा रहेगा। बाकी आप अच्छा कर रहे हैं, काफी आपने काफी एरियाज कवर किए हैं। ईवी का भी आंसर आपने अच्छा दिया, अच्छा करे। इकोनॉमी भी आपने अच्छा किया है, ठीक है सर।
Thank you, sir.
So badminton ka, in fact, those kind of replies can be put off for the board. So never ever use that I don't follow. It's a blunt, as if आपने कहाँ से पूछ लिया, मैं तो देखता नहीं, है ना। थोड़ा सा take care about the behavioral aspects, politeness. Never try to offend the board in any way. So Ketan, we have given you 64% today,
176 मार्क्स।
and you deserve much more. You are very good candidate. थोड़ा सा आप तैयारी करिए, रीड करंट अफेयर्स, डोंट मिस ऑन। अब आप पूछिए क्या पूछना।
Thank you for the feedbacks, and सर वो जो यूपी वाला क्वेश्चन था कि द टारगेट इज वेरी एम्बिशियस, शुड वी सेट दीज टारगेट्स व्हिच आर अनअप्रोचेबल,
हाँ,
वो उसका सर क्या ठीक रहेगा आंसर?
आपने कहा तो था कि दिस इज ओवर एम्बिशियस.
यस सर.
So that is right because the rate of growth may be more than 25%. तो इतना ग्रोथ रेट का प्रोजेक्शन तो कोई भी नहीं कर रहा है.
इंटरव्यू में जरूरी नहीं कि पैनल आपसे एग्री करे, वो उस समय एग्री नहीं करेंगे आपके व्यूज जानने के लिए. आप सही बोल रहे हो, पर जरूरी थोड़ी है कोई आपसे एग्री करे. तो आप सही जा रहे थे.
View, it is certainly an over ambitious target.
पर मैंने जब आपसे पूछा कि आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हो, मान लो अगर आपका मंत्री कहता है ओवर एम्बिशियस टारगेट सेट करो, तो आपने कितना खूबसूरत जवाब दिया. आपने कहा कि नहीं, मैं उनको बताऊंगा ये पोजीशन है, ये रिसोर्सेज है, ये रिक्वायरमेंट है, अकॉर्डिंगली टारगेट. तो आप बहुत अच्छे जवाब
इट
दिए.
वाज अ गुड आंसर.
इट वॉज ए गुड आंसर. आपने इमीडिएटली दिखाया कि यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने ओवर एम्बिशियस टारगेट सेट किया और ऐसे सेट करना चाहिए. बिल्कुल ठीक.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
पीएम कुछ भी बोलते हैं वो न्यूज होती है. आईएमएफ पे उन्होंने अबू धाबी में एग्रीमेंट साइन किया था, आपको पता होना चाहिए. करंट इवेंट्स को अपडेटेड. ठीक है.
I will surely read about. Thank you.
बैडमिंटन में छोड़ना मत. You are giving an invitation to ask question
Trouble.
and then say that I don't follow, may not be right. है ना?